Hi everybody. I had gotten a request. Somebody wanted to see my workspace, and I'm getting ready to walk into my workspace right now. That's an ironing board that's on the back of my door when I do my quilting. And it's it's a regular size bedroom, kind of standard. The desk that's straight ahead of you there I had picked up at a thrift store. I think I paid $30 for it. Had a hard time getting it in here. But I'm kind of stuck with it now, and it's taken up a lot of space. I'd like to get that out of here and put the white shelving in, but it is what it is. And so this is a basic area. As you can see, I've pretty much got things labeled. I just redid all this. I'm trying to get up closer. Gotta have the chocolates. This is my little getaway. This is what I used all my embossing stuff. And then up here, those are my beads, like if I'm making jewelry or whatever, and idea books. And this thing here is just chock full of embellishments, and my crocodile, my labeler, and my melting pot, which I've never used. I'm hoping to use it this year though. These are my 8.5 by 11 papers and cardstocks, and this is my stamping stuff, my go-to stamping stuff, and in here are my dies for the die cutting machine that I still kept. I got rid of most of the other one because of my puzzles. And then these are my drawers. I have all my pens in there. And then this one here, I have a scanner and a sticker maker in there just to cover it. I just don't like everything sitting out. And that's all the Christmas stuff that I made from the holidays. And then there's a shelving unit here. These are markers in here. There's binding materials in there, and just a bunch of books that I keep. And my roll of paper towel. How exciting is that? And that's an empty container because, like I said, I'm redoing things. And let's see, those are pictures that I keep in front of my desk. This is where I usually work at. And you'll be seeing this when I do my next video, because this is something that I'm going to be giving you as a freebie, so that'll be something to look forward to. And I have one of those turnstile things to keep my stuff in. And these are most of my punches. And a lot of people wonder, like, well, why do you have punches since you have your puzzles machine? I still like my punches, especially when it comes to lace, because I find that when I use my puzzles machine, which is right over here, and I do use it a lot, when I use it to make the lace, like all those little chads that are inside the pieces of lace, they tend to get stuck on the mat, and I go through my mats faster that way. So sometimes it's just easier to use these, and I've been picking these up at Michael's when they have them on sale, but mostly at Ross Dress for Less and TJ Maxx. And then these are my inkers, and I have bottles that I buy stevia all the time. You can see this is it right here. It's a bottle of stevia, and I save them, and they make good droppers for different things. And then down here are the rest of my stamps. I keep them handy, and I've got them labeled what kind they are. And these are the smaller ones that I keep in here. And these are my flosses from my old days of cross-stitching, which I use now in scrapbooking. And I keep my heating tool in the drawer right here. It's already plugged in with the paper clip to hold my stuff. I just keep it hooked on the wire. And then again, these are just punches. I can't get it in now. And I've got gallery paints and acrylic paints down here. My garbage can, how exciting is that? And sometimes what I do, if I have a lot of paper left over, I use these holders, and I just put all my extra papers and stuff, like especially if they're shapes that I've already cut out, maybe like this one here, for example. I had made a big shape of this one here, and I didn't need all of it, so I just cut off the extra and stuck it in here. It might go on a card or something. So I keep things like that in there. This is an empty one. This is my excess paper. These are my 8x8s, which I normally don't use. I like to use them like if I'm making some type of an image, like say a person, and I don't want to cut into my big papers, then I'll go here to this. And these are my papers, which is crazy because I'm a paper hoarder, not a paper collector, I'm a paper hoarder. And there's where I play my music, and I have my 24-inch mat up there, and this is where I gotta get up. Oh, hold the table to get up. This is where I keep my extra maps, my Puzzles mats, and my chalkers, my Martha Stewart board for making envelopes and stuff. And these are the drawers that are supposed to go in here, but I put other stuff in them. I still need to get another one of these dividers. I'm going to stick it up on here and then move this stuff up, and that way I can put the rest of these papers that are down here in those. And these are puffy paints, and these are a bunch of glues and nail polish and glimmer and mineral spirits that I use for some of my artwork. And as you can see, I'm starting to overflow from my stamping basket, my acrylics. And I used to, that's supposed to be where I keep my pictures. I had emptied it and put a lot in albums, but my basket's starting to take over. Oh, and I use this basket, like if I'm getting ready to make a project, I'll go and collect all my stuff, stick it in the basket, take it over to the desk, and then I've got everything together, and when I'm done, I just put everything back. So that's that. And these are leftovers from my husband's office. We used to actually keep them in the closet of his office. These are shelves that go inside a closet, and I've got a bunch of stuff in there like paint supplies, and in here I always put pictures on top of there. Oh, this is my mother you guys always hear about. This is an earlier picture of her. Unfortunately, she's going through a hard time, and these are my grandkids and my niece. And my husband, in his I gotta get out of the shadow, I mean out of the light. In his early days, he was a sailor. And believe it or not, I still have my bedazzler. For some reason, I just can't find myself to get rid of it. And these are my tapes that I use with my Puzzles machine. And this, you know when you have onion bags and potato bags, I save the bags. I clean them really good, and I save them. And sometimes those are nice for scrapbook pages. And these are my page maps I keep in here. And what's neat about this, what I've done, you know how sometimes you're not sure how to lay out a page, and you don't always want to do it on the computer. Well, what I did is I took old paper and I cut it, like this is a 3-inch, it has a 3 on it, it's a 3-inch square. This one here is a 5 by 7. So you take these pieces of paper and you can lay them on top of your 12 by 12 or whatever it is you're using, and then you'll know how everything's going to fit on the page and what size to cut your photos. It just makes life easier. So I use that usually when I go to crops. And I haven't done a whole lot with this one. I actually have some empty space, and I try to do that on purpose. And I stuck these books in here because they are mostly like painters' books. I do like to paint. I'm trying to learn how to do faces. That's supposed to be Jesus. Not quite, didn't make it, huh? And this, it's what's left over from all my storage that I had been using before, and now I don't know what to do with it. It's probably going to go up in the attic. And this is my sewing area. This is where I have my sewing machine. It's down there. That's my embroidery machine. That's my new baby. I had gotten that as a gift from someone, which was really wonderful. Thank you. You know who you are. They didn't want to be acknowledged. And then this is my closet, and if you open it up, these are years and years and years of collection of fabrics. And I know a lot of people use this stuff for scrapbooking, but I'm a quilter, I sew, I do a lot of different things. And then this is extra stash like photo books and more fabric, and I can get behind her because my stuff is in the way. See, I've got another set of shelves in here too with different things, and some of that is that's actually an empty basket because I had fabrics in there. And my granddaughter just informed me that she's getting into quilting, and I was getting ready to make her one, and I thought, you know what, I'll send it to her. And I have a dress form that I've never used, which is behind this door here. One of these days I'm going to take it out. And I had bought this, and I never used it. It's still empty back there, so I guess I need to get rid of that. So that's basically it. And that's how I got things organized for the time being. And this is not where I do my designing though. The stuff that I put on my website, because it's so, I get claustrophobic in there when I'm trying to create. So I come out here into the living room, great room, and you see that chair right there? That is my design area. You can see I had the Afghan on earlier. I didn't put it away all the way. In fact, there's the cord for my computer. But this is where I sit, and that little tower is where I keep all my memory things and, you know, the memory sticks and stuff for all the designs that I do, and that's where I create at. So, and I'm going to make you guys envious because I live in Florida, and you can tell I had just painted my walls and I got to hang pictures yet. I got some up, but not all of them. But I live in Florida, and I'm going to make you snow people jealous because I came from that area and I know what it's like. And this is January. No, this is February. I'm sorry. I'm still in January. This is February, and my garden is just beginning to bloom. That's my compost pile. You can tell I was weeding the garden. And look, I don't know if you can see it on here. I'm trying to get it in. It's too close. I'm getting blossoms. I'm actually getting blossoms. I'm getting flowers in my garden, and it's February. My poinsettias are still going strong. My little angel. So, yep, this is where I live, and you guys need to come down to Florida. Talk to you later.